welcome to this video course, and I'm going to be explaining to you how to make money online without selling anything. Internet marketing is becoming very popular, and lots of people are searching online how to make money online. Unfortunately, it's becoming saturated. There's a lot of affiliates out there, people trying to promote affiliate products, and there's a lot of competition out there, and it's becoming harder to make money online with all this competition. Of course, you could still rise to the top. You gotta, find more creative ways to become successful. So basically, with all that competition out there, I want to explain in this video course another method, another route that you can go in terms of making money online, which requires less pressure, requires just helping people out and just providing helpful content. Okay, so with that said, I'll see you in the next few videos where I'm going to explain how you could do this, how you can make money online without trying to sell anything to people. You may have heard of the arbitrage method, where marketers will pay for traffic and drive that traffic to one of their websites where they get paid whenever visitors click on their ads. So basically their profit is the revenues they get from those ads minus the expenses of paying for traffic. Now, this method I'm going to explain is an arbitrage method, but instead of paying for traffic and driving it to a website, what you're going to do here is you're going to get traffic. You could actually pay for it or get free traffic and drive it to a squeeze page first, okay? And a squeeze page, for those of you who don't know, is a lead generation page, a page where you offer something for free, and the visitor will opt in, fill in their email address, and get your free product. So here, as you can see, I have $0 as a free download. You just click on here, and they'll be asked to enter their email address. Another option is to just enter or to put an opt-in form on here instead of this button. Okay, so once somebody opts in, eventually they'll get brought to your thank you page here, and step one asks your visitors to whitelist your email, and then step two is check out your blog, where you will have these ads on there so that they can click on there, they can read the blog posts, and also click on your ads, and you'll get paid for that. Okay, and of course on this page down below is the link to the free downloads. Now, you don't have to create the content for these blogs. You could actually buy blogs out there, done for you blogs, and I'll cover that in another video. Okay, so here is an example. Let's say you drive them to this blog right here. You'll have ads up here, and all throughout the site you will have advertisements, and whenever someone clicks, they will get, or you will get paid. Okay, now where do you find these pre-made blogs that are already done for you? Well, you could just do a Google search for PLR blogs. Okay, and these are some of the sites that I came across when you do a search for PLR blogs. Okay, there's premadenishes.com. As you can see here, they have several blogs that you can purchase from their site for cheap, for as low as $17. And another thing too, when you get these blogs, a lot of the content's already on there. If you want to add more content, you can just do a search for PLR articles, or you can also outsource and just hire a ghostwriter. Okay, you could also go to flippa.com, where you can buy and sell unique websites. Okay, now let's continue with PLR blogs. Another one is plrkits.com. Another one is plrwebsiteshop.com. Another one is plrblogs.info. You could also go to the Warrior Forum and do a search for PLR blogs. Okay, and there's also eliteplrblogs.com and blogsbiz.com. Now, when you're placing the ads on your blogs, You can use AdSense as a platform to get paid. Now, however, a lot of people do have trouble getting approved for AdSense, and some people even just get banned from AdSense. So there are a lot of alternatives out there, fortunately, and one of the very popular ones is a site called RevenueHits.com, and here it's very easy and simple. You can get approved quickly, and you can start running and putting ads on your blogs and getting paid for clicks. Okay, I do suggest you do search for other platforms out there that you could use, but to start out with, you can use RevenueHits.com, and that's a very popular program that you could use to start getting paid for clicks on ads. Now, there are several traffic methods that you can use, but I'll just list a couple of the traffic methods that I like to use and that a lot of marketers actually like to use and have used with success. Okay, the first one here is solo ads, and that is where you pay someone that has a list to email their list your offer. So you provide them the swipe or the text to put in their emails, and you would provide them with a link to your squeeze page. Okay, and you could do a Google search for solo ad networks out there. Just off the top of my head, my favorite one is Udemy, Udimi. So go to udemy.com, and that's a great solo ad network, and that's where you could rate and provide feedback on solo ad sellers, and you could see how good of quality their traffic is before buying from them. And there are others out there. You could also just contact vendors and also other people that are already in your niche and just ask them if they could email their list if they have a list. Okay, another traffic method you could use is ad swaps, and this is a free traffic method, and is where you agree with someone else that has a list to basically email each other's offers. So the only problem with this is that you would need a list first if you're going to do an ad swap with someone. So to start off with, I do recommend you purchase solo ads first. Another traffic method you could use is YouTube videos, and of course this is free. You just create videos or purchase PLR videos and edit them a little so that they are unique. And because if you do upload duplicate videos on YouTube, they will not get approved. Okay, so create videos. So this is a free traffic method. It does take time and effort, but again, it is free. So if you have the time, you could create videos and put a link under the videos, a link inside the description to your squeeze page. Okay, so I just want to share a few other tips in this video. The first one is autoresponders. Okay, I didn't really go into too much detail in the other video where I explained that you can start driving traffic to your blogs, because once people are on your list, you can set up autoresponders through your autoresponder software, and you could send messages saying, hey, check out this article or check out this tip, and drive your subscribers to various articles in your blog. And of course, these articles will have more ads, and the greater the content, the more likely they'll click on the ads on these articles. Okay, another thing too is, you now have a list. Once you are gathering these leads, you now have a list, and feel free to promote paid offers too. Okay, you don't always just have to drive them to free content. Once you develop a relationship with your subscribers, they're more likely to buy from you. So don't be afraid to try to sell something to them. Okay, I know the main topic of this course was to make money online without selling, but hey, you now have that option with this list. So if you desire to earn other income streams, feel free to promote paid affiliate offers to your list. Okay, and that takes me to my last point, which is to take care of your list, and it will take care of you. Okay, they've been a great source of income for me and my business, and for a lot of marketers. So make sure you take care of your list. Provide lots of great content, nurture your relationship with them, and every once in a while, they'll be willing to pay for products that you promote to them.
Audacity is a very powerful and free program for audio recording and editing, which you can download from www.audacityteam.org. When you create a new Audacity file, you will see a window which looks like this. Your controls for pause, play, stop, skip to end and skip to start and record are here in the top left hand corner. Next to these are the controls for recording level, playback level and playback speed. And underneath these you have various editing tools like cut, copy and paste, audio trimming and your selection and zoom tools. From this drop-down menu you can select your recording device, which is usually going to be either the computer's internal microphone or an external mic. In this case I'm using the Audio-Technica 2020 microphone. And you can also choose whether you're going to record in mono or in stereo. If you are recording any sort of voiceover or narration, you probably want to record that in mono. Then, once you have set that up, you are ready to record. To start recording, just click the red record button and you should see the waveform start to appear on the screen. If you don't see this, if you just get a flat horizontal line appearing, then Audacity probably isn't recording and you need to check your setup. For example, make sure you have the correct microphone plugged into your computer, or check that you have selected the correct microphone from the microphone drop-down menu up here. When you want to stop recording, just press stop or press pause if you want to pause briefly and then start recording again. You have the option to add new tracks to your recording. For example, if you wanted to add some background music to your narration. When you're happy with your recording, you can go to the File menu and export your file in various formats like MP3 and WAV. And if you go to the Export Audio option, you have some additional file type options that you can use under here. When you have logged into Canva, click on the Create a Design button on the left-hand side. Navigate down to the type of document that you want to create. So here we have a heading of ads and the option to create a Facebook ad, wide skyscraper ad, large rectangle ad or leaderboard ad. For this example, let's choose a wide skyscraper ad. Canva gives you a blank canvas in the middle of the screen and a selection of layouts that you can use on the left-hand side. Click on the design that you want to use and this will appear on your canvas. To change it, just click on another design. To edit the design, click on the item that you want to change and this brings up a style menu from where you can change the typeface, the font size and the text attributes. Click inside any of the text boxes and start to add in your own content. You can rescale the picture or add your own picture by clicking on the Upload button here and locating the image that you want to use. Or you can drag an image onto this window from your desktop. Then click on the image that you have uploaded and it will appear on your canvas. You can delete the image that is already there and position the new one. If you click on the picture, this brings up a menu at the top of the page from where you can, for example, flip the image or add a colour filter. You can add additional elements like horizontal lines or shapes or other images from the Elements menu on the left-hand side. You can save your design as you are working from the File menu, and you have a couple of really useful undo and redo buttons up here as well. When you are happy with your design, you have the option to share it and to download it. When you have logged into Canva, click on the Create a Design button on the left-hand side. Navigate down to the type of document that you want to create. In this case, we need to go down to Blogging and Books and choose Book Cover. Now you will see a blank page in the middle of the screen and a wide choice of free cover design templates on the left-hand side that you can use as the starting point for your ebook cover design. Click on any one of these and it will appear on your canvas. To change it, just click on a different design until you find something that you are happy with. Then you can start editing the content. Click on a text box to change the text. You have a font menu up here. You can change the size and the colour of the text. You can click on the picture to resize it or to crop it. And then click the tick when you are happy with what you have created. There is an upload icon on the left hand side which allows you to upload your own image. You can add elements like horizontal lines or illustrations. You can also add pre-formatted blocks of text. You can save your design as you are working on it from the File menu. And when you are finished, you have the option to share it and to download it. When you hover your mouse over the book cover icon on the Create a Design page, you will see the default dimensions of the book cover appear underneath. If you want to create a book cover to your own dimensions, then go to the top of the page and click on the Use Custom Dimensions button. You can then add in your own dimensions, but keep in mind, if you do this, you won't get the full range of design templates that you get if you choose the default cover size. You only get some pretty basic templates that you can use. When you have logged into Canva, click on the Create a Design button on the left hand side. Navigate down to the type of document that you want to create. In this case, we need to go down to Blogging and Books and choose Book Cover. When you have logged into Canva, click on the Create a Design button on the left hand side. Navigate down to the type of document that you want to create, in this case a social media post. For this example, let's choose Facebook post. Canva gives you a blank canvas in the middle of the screen and a list of layouts that you can use on the left hand side. Click on the design that you want to use and this will appear on your canvas. To change it, just click on a different design. Then to edit the design, simply click on the item that you want to change, which brings up a style menu from where you can change the typeface, font size and the text attributes. Then just add your own content. You can rescale the picture or add your own by clicking on the Upload button here and locating the image that you want to use, or you can drag it into this window from your desktop. Then click on the image and it will appear on your canvas. You can delete the image that is underneath and position the new one. If you don't want the image to fill the canvas, you can scale it down and then add a background colour or background pattern. You can also add additional elements like horizontal lines or shapes or other images. You can save your design as you are working on it from the File menu. And you have a couple of really useful undo and redo buttons up here as well. Finally, when you are happy with your design, you have the option to share it and to download it. Haiku Deck is an online tool for creating presentations on your computer, tablet or smartphone. To create a new slide or new slide deck, you need to sign up for a free account, and then you will see this screen. On the left hand side you have 6 basic slide types. To edit your first slide, click on the text box you want to edit and add your text. When you want to add a new slide, click the plus symbol, decide which slide type you want to apply to this, and again type in your text. To add a background image to your slide, click on the picture icon on the left hand side. Then you can either add your own image by clicking on the My Pictures button. Then you can locate or drag and drop the picture that you want to use. Or you can search the Haiku Deck image library for your image. Once you have imported your image, you can size it and change its position using these tools here. From the toolbar up here, you can also add editable charts and graphs to your slides and solid background colours. You can access different layout options if you click on this icon at the side. You can also add a video and audio files, although you can only do this if you take out a subscription to the Pro version. And you also have the option to add notes to your slides. Finally, you have the option to change the typefaces you are using by clicking on the Fonts Themes tab at the top and then finding a theme that you like. When you are happy with your presentation, you can view it by clicking on the play icon at the top right hand side of the screen. You have several options for sharing your Haiku Deck slides, which are accessed by clicking on the share icon at the top of the page. You can assign a category to your presentation and then choose how you want to share your slides, via Twitter, Pinterest, or email, for example. Or you can generate the HTML code to embed your presentation in a web page, and also the WordPress embed code. If you upgrade to the Pro version of Haiku Deck, you get an option to save and then share your presentation as a video file. Or you can download it as a PDF, PowerPoint file or editable PowerPoint file, again if you upgrade to the Pro version. tinypng.com is a website which allows you to optimize your images for online and other uses, so that you can strike the best or the optimum balance between image quality and file size. All you need to do to optimize your first image is to drag and drop it into this window here at the top of the page. You can drag either PNG or JPEG files in here, up to a maximum of 5 megabytes per file. And you can also drag multiple files into this window, up to 20 at one time. If you prefer not to drag and drop, then just click on the arrow icon here at the top, and you can then navigate to the file or the files that you want to optimize. So let's drag and drop. This file before compression is 2.4 megabytes, and after compression we can see that this has been reduced to 412.4 kilobytes, so that's a pretty big saving. The file size overall has been reduced by 83%. Now you've got two options to save your file. You can either save the file to your Dropbox account if you have one, or you can download it straight to your computer. There are a couple of other things that you might want to explore on tinypng.com. If you think you're going to be a regular or a heavy user of this service, then you can take out a pro or paid for subscription, which amongst other things allows you to upload unlimited images at the same time and increases your single file size limit from 5 to 25 megabytes. You can buy a Photoshop plugin for Mac and PC, which allows you to optimize your files directly within Photoshop. You just open the file you want to optimize in Photoshop, go to Export, and export as TinyPNG or TinyJPEG. WordPress users can download the TinyPNG WordPress plugin, which will automatically optimize images which are uploaded to a WordPress site which has the plugin installed. Magento users have an extension which does the same thing. Go to magentomarketplace.com, search for TinyPNG, and that will take you to the free TinyPNG extension. And finally, if you're not sure if you really need to use TinyPNG on your website, you can use the TinyPNG Analyzer to see exactly how much TinyPNG could optimize the images on your or on any other website. Apps are a really great way of adding extra functionality to your Weebly website. For example, there are apps for adding stylish contact forms or for setting up paid for membership areas. There are live chat apps, social sharing apps, and literally hundreds more. There is also a useful search box which you can use if maybe you've got a good idea of what you want to do, but you're not quite sure which app to use. For example, if we type in video gallery, we get 63 results. And if you are signed into your Weebly account, you can see whether or not these results are free or paid for. And to install an app, you just need to click on the app you're interested in, have a look at the options, maybe have a look at the tutorial video or a live demo, and then when you're ready you can just install the app, and it is as simple as that. The next time you visit your site dashboard, make sure that you've selected the Build tab, and then you can go down to the Installed Apps section and you'll see your new app in there. In this case, Huzzaz Video. If we now create a new page, we can just drag and drop the app onto the page. And you're ready to start setting it up. For this particular app, you just need to click on it, click on Tutorial, and follow the step-by-step instructions. The simplest way to add a YouTube video to your Weebly website is to go to the Build page and then use the YouTube tool, which is under the Media heading. So if we create a new page, or in this case a new post as I'm using one of the blogging templates, click on the YouTube button and drag it onto the page. Click anywhere on the window and you can then put in the URL of the YouTube video that you want to show on the page. You've got some formatting options here. You can position it left, right or centre. You can add some spacing above or below the video. And you can also change its size. There is another tool that you can use, but this is only available to premium users. In other words, users who've taken out a paid-for Weebly plan rather than the free one. And this will give you an unbranded video player. So in other words, without all the YouTube graphics that you can see at the bottom here. Keep in mind that the YouTube app within the page builder only works for YouTube and will not work with Vimeo. To display content directly from Vimeo on your Weebly page, you'll need to go to the App Store and buy something like the responsive Vimeo app, which works in a very similar way to the YouTube app that I've just demonstrated. Once you have chosen your theme, and in this case I'll use the Table for Two theme, you need to click the Start Editing button top right, wait a few seconds. You can close this window about choosing your domain because you can come back and set this up later. And now you'll see your Weebly dashboard from where you can start to build your pages. If you don't see this dashboard, just make sure that you've got the Build tab selected from the menu bar at the top of the page. If you don't select this, you won't be able to see all the build tools that you're going to need. The first set of tools are the ones that Weebly define as basic tools, which allow you to do simple page building tasks like adding headings, text boxes, pictures and contact forms. The structure section underneath gives you 3 tools which allow you to create new page sections, add horizontal dividers to the page, and also add spacers to give yourself a better control over the positioning of the elements on the page. The media section allows you to add media elements to your page like video, audio and flash content. There is an e-commerce section under this from where you can create products and product categories if you have an e-commerce site. Under the More section, you have the option to add a search box to your page, add text in block quotes, add social icons, an RSVP form, and add a survey. You also have a Google AdSense button, which basically allows you to show adverts on your website if you have a Google AdSense account. The final section on the left-hand toolbar is where any free or paid-for apps that you have installed will show up. So let's just add a few elements to this page so you can see the page builder in action. Let's say we want to add a new text box. Watch out for the areas that are highlighted in blue, because this shows you where the element is going to be dropped. Grab the handle at the top and then you can move it. The menu at the top allows you to format the text. We could also add a horizontal divider and then change its position slightly. So hopefully that just gives you a good idea of how simple it is to build up pages using Weebly's page building tools. There are 2 main ways to create new pages in Weebly. You can either create a new page from the Pages menu, or you can duplicate an existing page. So first of all, let's look at the options for creating pages from the Weebly Pages menu. And for this example, I've chosen one of the portfolio themes called Sarah Smith. Click on the Start Editing button top right. We can ignore the options for connecting to a domain for the moment because these can be set up later. In the main dashboard, click on the Pages menu at the top, then click on the plus icon at the top to create a new page, which will bring up several options. The one you are likely to use most often will be the standard page. So we can call this a New Standard Page. This gives you a blank page, but with the theme's header and the footer at the top and the bottom. And now you can start adding content to this new page. So for the purpose of this demo, let's quickly add some content using the Add Layout option here, and perhaps add some featured material here, so that it starts to look more like a web page. And then of course you can move these elements around as necessary. So that is a standard page. The other options under the Add Pages menu include adding a new blog page, adding a new category page. For example, if you have an e-commerce site with several different categories of product, like for example men's shoes, ladies' shoes or children's shoes. You can also create a new product page here for your online store, and you can also add a link to an external page or external website using this link. The other way of creating new pages, which I'd probably use more often than creating pages from the Pages menu, is simply to duplicate an existing page. So let's have a look at the About page in this theme. If you want to create a new page which uses the same layout as this, then simply copy this page and give it a new name. Now I can just select the elements on the new page and start adding in the new content. And I don't have to worry too much about maintaining a consistent page layout or style, because this page is a direct copy from one of the pages that was contained within the original theme. So as long as I don't start moving stuff around too much, I know that in design terms it will sit comfortably with the other pages on the website. One final point to remember: as new pages are created, they are automatically added to the navigation bar, as you can see here. If you don't want your page to appear in the navigation bar, then simply go to the Pages menu, click on the page that you want to hide, check the box which says Hide in Navigation, and the page will be hidden. When you select a theme for your new site, and for this example let's choose the yoga theme, the first thing that you're prompted to do when you click on the Start Editing button is to choose a domain name for your website and decide where you're going to host it. You don't have to fill these in immediately. You can start editing your site and then select your domain and hosting options at any point before you publish your site. And Weebly will keep prompting you with this Choose Your Website Domain box each time you log in to work on your site. When you're ready to publish your site, Weebly give you 3 domain options. You can choose your own domain name for the website, and for the purpose of this example, let's call it a new yoga website. Weebly will first of all check that this domain name is available, and as you can see this example is, and then when you click on Continue they will give you some pricing options and a comparison chart, and then take you through the registration process. But keep in mind, you will have to pay for this hosting option. You will only get free hosting if you select the third option and host your site under a subdomain of Weebly. If you already have a domain name registered, you need to check the second box, which means that you're going to either transfer your domain name to Weebly or keep your domain name where it is and connect your new Weebly website to this domain. And either way, Weebly will take you through these stages that you need to follow. And the final option allows you to host your website for free under the Weebly.com domain. So for example, you might end up with a website which is called a new yoga website.weebly.com. When you have set up your domain option and you have finished editing your website, you just need to click the Publish button top right to make your site live. And don't worry if you accidentally click the Publish button before you've set up your domain and hosting options. Weebly will just prompt you again with the Choose Your Website Domain dialog box. The range of Weebly design themes can look a little bit daunting, but Weebly do a very good job of dividing these into suggested categories, which are online store, business, portfolio, personal, event and blog. So have a look under the category which is the most relevant to you first of all, but keep in mind that these are only suggestions. If you are looking to create a new website about your business, but you really like one of the personal themes, there is really no reason why you couldn't consider using and adapting that personal theme for your business website. Or you might be thinking about introducing or expanding your business blog, but you don't necessarily need to choose a blogging theme in order to do this, because you can add a blog to any of the other Weebly themes. For example, the Acquire theme is set up for a photography or videography business and is really a combination of information and portfolio pages. But if you have a look at the Pages menu, you will see that you have the option to create blog pages and add a blog to this theme. So really, use Weebly's categories as a starting point, but don't feel that you have to stick to them. Then, when you find a theme that you like, have a good look around the theme before you make up your mind. Click on the Start Editing button and just see what the theme can do. The only time I would suggest that themes are not really that transferable is transferring between online store templates and website templates. If you are going to be selling online, then make sure that you choose an online store theme. And that online store theme will give you all the other options you might need for creating information or blog pages or anything else that you might want to add to your website. Wix apps are a really easy way of adding extra features and extra functionality to your Wix website. For example, you've got weather apps, apps which connect to your other accounts like SoundCloud or Eventbrite if you want to sell event tickets online. There are apps for creating online forms, apps for gathering customer reviews or taking online bookings. Literally hundreds of different apps to add extra functionality to your Wix website. If you want to add an app to your website, click on the Add Apps button over here. Then you can browse the Wix app market by subject, or you can use the search bar. So if we wanted to, for example, add a search engine optimization app to our site, I'll type in SEO and we get a list of all the available SEO apps. And underneath each one, it will tell you whether it is a free or a paid for app. So let's have a look at Site Booster, for example. Click on Add App. And then when you go to your dashboard, you will see it under My Apps. You can open the app and then follow the setup procedure. The other option you have for adding apps is to add them directly from your dashboard. If you open your dashboard and click Add Apps, this also takes you to the Wix App Market. To add a new page to a Wix website, go to the Pages menu at the top of the page, click Add Page and select Page Add a New Page. Give it a name. you will see that it is now appearing in the navigation bar at the top of the page. If you don't want your new page to be visible in the navigation bar, click Done, and then you can select Hide from the New Pages menu. This means the page will still be part of your website, but it won't appear in the navigation bar. And if you want it to appear again, just click Show. Now you have a blank page to which you can start adding content. So let's add some text. Perhaps a small heading. Then we can add some paragraph text. Perhaps an image and whatever else you need to add to the page. Another way of creating a new page, which I do find really useful, is to duplicate an existing page. If we choose the About Us page, click on the Pages menu, select Duplicate, and now we have a new page. Let's call this News page, click Done, and it will appear in the navigation bar. But this time, rather than having a completely blank new page, you have a new page which follows the design and the layout of your existing pages, into which you can start adding your new content. A page anchor allows you to define which part of a page the viewer will be taken to when they click on a link to that page. By default, when somebody navigates to a page, they are taken to the top of that page. But if you have a fairly long page, or perhaps some specific content partway down that you want to direct people to, then an anchor will allow you to do this. To add an anchor, you go to the Add icon on the left-hand toolbar, navigate down to More, click the anchor icon and drag it to the point on the page where you want your visitors to be taken. And you will see that as you add anchors, they will automatically be given a name. So here we have Anchor 1 and Anchor 2. Now drag your anchors to the place on the page that you want somebody to be taken to. So let's move this one here, and you need to remember that this is Anchor 1. Then to create a link to this anchor, we can open up another page. So let's choose the Home page, select the text that you want to become the link, click on the link icon, select the page that you want to link to, select the anchor menu, and remember in this case we want to link to Anchor 1, and then click Done. Now when we preview the page, we can see that the link we created takes us to the page we selected and takes us to the anchor which we inserted partway down the page, rather than taking us to the top of the page. To add a blog to a Wix website, you need to come across to the menu icons on the left-hand side of the page and select the blog icon, which is the one labelled My Blog. Click the Add Now button and this will launch the Blog Manager. From here you have the option to create a post and to manage posts. When you click on Create a Post, you get a blank blog page into which you can add a title and text and import any content you want to add, like images, video and audio files. If you click on Manage Posts, you will see a list of the blog posts that you have created. When you create a new blog, a page called Blog is added to your site and you can manage the appearance of this page from the Blog Pages tab. Add Blog Elements allows you to add different blog elements to other web pages. So you can set up, for example, a custom feed from one of your blog categories, or show the 3 most recent posts, so that you can showcase your blog around your website and hopefully attract more readers. Finally, the Learn More button provides links to the Wix help files, which give you more information about setting up and publishing your blog. The process of editing is the same whichever Wix template you choose. Basically, you just click on the element that you want to edit and follow the prompts. So if we start off at the top of the page with our menu, click on the menu and you get some menu editing options. For example, Manage Menu allows you to reorder the menu items. The third tab along is the Layout tab. From here you can, for example, change the alignment of the text or reverse the order of the menu items. The next edit tool along gives you more formatting options. So you can, for example, bounce the menu into view or spin it onto the page. And you can stretch the menu as well. If we now look at the page content, the strip at the top of the page has its own edit menu. So you could drop in an image, change its opacity if you wanted to, and then something which is really important to keep in mind, Wix give you the option to undo any changes you've made and to get you back to where you started. If you click on the body of the page, you will see the edit options for this part of the page. And again, you can add an image or change the layout. And the page footer can also be edited separately. And then to edit the individual elements on the page, again just click on the element that you want to change to reveal its edit menu. So on the heading, for example, I can change the size, the font, the colour and the effects applied to the text. Really, the best advice I can give here is for you to just open up some of these Wix templates and just start clicking around. Add new content, play with the layout and the page background, add in some images, apply some simple animations, and really start to get a feel for how the Wix editing tools work. Once you have created your site, saved any changes you have made, perhaps previewed the site to make sure that you're happy with everything, then it is time to publish. But before you do this, don't forget to preview the mobile version of your site to make sure that you're happy with both the mobile design and the desktop design. If you want to publish your site for free, that is, without taking out one of Wix's paid for hosting options, then all you need to do is make sure that you are in the edit screen, not the preview screen, and then click the publish button top right of the screen. Then you will see a congratulations message, which will also show you the URL of your new Wix site. Keep in mind, if you do go for the free hosting option, then the URL will be a Wix URL and not your own. You can only publish your site under your own domain name if you buy one of the Wix hosting packages. When you click on the templates link on the Wix homepage, you are presented with several hundred templates which you can use as a starting point for your website. These are grouped into different categories to help you choose something that might be more relevant for your type of business. For example, a photography template is likely to be pretty image heavy and probably built around an image gallery. A music theme is probably going to have a built-in audio player, and an accommodation or hotel theme will have a widget installed that allows website visitors to book a room online. So choosing a relevant category for your business or your sector is definitely a good place to start, particularly if you are new to Wix. Having said that, I often choose Wix themes simply because I like the design. Just because a theme has been put under the restaurants and food section, for example, doesn't mean that it won't work for a different type of business when it is populated with different content. And then any functional elements that you might want to add, like audio players or hotel booking forms, can be added to your theme later because you will find these in the Wix Apps section. Just click on Add Apps, for example a hotel booking form, and then add it to your site. The final template option that you have is to choose a completely blank or almost blank template from the Blank Templates menu, and then build up your website from there.